What up, Hyperchange? Welcome to another episode. Today we're talking about Facebook and the company's plans to launch its own cryptocurrency. This has been quietly gaining steam and I believe has not gotten enough attention, which is Facebook's quiet push to build its own stablecoin and launch its own cryptocurrency. I think this has huge potential for Facebook to make a huge push into payments, capture a huge amount of the value and promise that the crypto space has been alluding to. You know, all this potential of people getting hyped up on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, MakerDAO, all of these coins is great, but I actually think Facebook could be about to launch what is going to be probably the most used cryptocurrency if it's successful, potentially catapult the adoption of the entire space, be a huge new revenue stream for Facebook, or just a reason to keep people on their platform. Facebook launching a cryptocurrency will be the first move where we see a legitimate, huge US tech titan make a move into the blockchain space and really launch a consumer-facing product. So I want to make an update on this, and we got a really interesting tweet storm from a New York Times reporter this week, which I want to dive into, which has a really interesting clue about how Facebook is gonna, or what Facebook is gonna launch and how it's gonna look. But first, I just wanted to refresh, for those of you who haven't been too closely following the story, on December 20th, Bloomberg put out this report, which really sort of pinpointed a lot of the speculation around Facebook's cryptocurrency. They said Facebook is developing a cryptocurrency for WhatsApp transfer, sources say. So the reason why this report was so interesting is because it specifically outlines that Facebook wants to launch a stable coin, which is a coin that is pegged to either a basket of foreign currencies or one major foreign currency so that its value is stable. You know, a lot of the criticism around Bitcoin and Ethereum is it's way too volatile to use for normal everyday payments and transfers. Well, that's where this idea for a stable coin was born, which is something where its value is fixed to a much more stable asset like the US dollar, let's say, or a basket of foreign currencies. And so Facebook apparently wanted to launch its own version of a stable coin and do it through the WhatsApp app for remittances. And this is a huge concept because remittances have long been rumored as potentially the lowest hanging fruit for cryptocurrency. Remittances is, let's say I'm working here, I want to send money back to my relatives in Italy. Sending them money going through from US dollars to the euro requires a ton of fees, requires a ton of time, and it's just a very expensive, cumbersome process. So the promise of cryptocurrencies being able to send money instantly for super cheap, super quickly to anyone in the world, had huge promise to disrupt the remittance market. And the point being is, I took a look at the World Bank report on remittances. The remittance market has, tens of hundreds of billions of dollars transferred annually, and the average fee to send a remittance is 7% or 6.94%. So for every $100 that you send to someone overseas, on average, you're paying $7 in fees, 7%. I mean, these are absurd fees. This is why it's such a low-hanging fruit, because you could easily disrupt that, lower that fee and disrupt the entire market. So Facebook, we got news, wanted to launch a stablecoin for remittances for India. Now, India is the world's largest remittance market. According to this 2014 report I found, approximately over $70 billion was just transferred to India per year alone. So this is a $70 billion plus dollar market of people sending back money to their relatives in India. WhatsApp is already huge in India and in the US. So Facebook already has all the infrastructure. All they have to do is add a little payments button in the WhatsApp app, and they have instantly almost disrupted the world's largest remittance market. And so this has been really, really interesting and at the back of my mind. And then earlier this week, we got a tweet storm from New York Times reporter Nathaniel Popper, and I'm just going to read the whole thing for you. Update on Facebook's cryptocurrency. Sources tell me that Facebook is now working to get VC firms to invest in the Facebook cryptocurrency project we reported on earlier this year. I hear they are targeting big sums, as much as $1 billion. Given that one of the big allures of blockchain projects is the decentralization, getting outside investors could help Facebook present the project as more decentralized and less controlled by Facebook. One person I spoke with said that Facebook is talking about using the money as a collateral for its cryptocurrency. Facebook has been designing the coin to keep a stable value pegged to a basket of foreign currencies held in bank accounts. Now, this is really interesting. The first signal is that rumors are popping up again, so it appears Facebook is continuing to push and develop this cryptocurrency project. They're taking it very seriously, but the most interesting thing to me here is it's going to be a stable coin pegged to a basket of not just the US dollar, but of foreign currencies. So Facebook is literally creating a stable coin that will leverage the stability of every single major world economy. It's a basket of currencies. The only thing more stable than the US dollar or the euro or the Chinese yuan or the Swiss franc is a basket of all of those currencies, and that is what Facebook is building to back the value of its stablecoin. So in theory, if I send you, a $1 worth of remittance to India, that will actually be backed by money in a bank account that is a basket of all these currencies equivalent to $1. So that Facebook coin is actually has value behind it. And so the other layer that's so interesting here is that they want to bring in outside investors, and to present the product as more decentralized and less controlled by Facebook. I mean, let's take a quick look at Hypercharts here, www.hypercharts.co/Facebook, to look at Facebook's balance sheet. And you can see this is a company with $40 billion in cash. Look at their cash flow. They're making $3 billion plus in free cash flow per quarter. So Facebook is a cash machine pumping out billions. They have $40 billion in the bank. Why would they raise $1 billion from outside capital to launch this stablecoin? That part I'm still not sure about, but totally caught me by surprise and is really interesting. And I think this theory that Nathaniel Popper gives, that Facebook wants to appear decentralized, or have this project, whatever it's called, this stable cryptocurrency, appear decentralized. Imagine if they could say this stablecoin is backed by a consortium of banks like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, maybe venture capital firms like Andreessen Horowitz, and they had pooled together $1 billion worth of assets that are, Chinese yuan, euro, US dollars, and that pool of assets backed by this pool of investors is what's backing up every single Facebook stablecoin. Let's quickly dive into the potential here for Facebook. I mean, Facebook, they have 2 billion people using all of their products every single day. I mean, they can literally add this, payments button into Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, and immediately get a huge amount of traction. I mean, Facebook is the world's largest country if you assume that if you count its 2 billion users. And so if they launch a currency native to its platform, it could overnight or very rapidly become the world's largest currency. And we are talking about huge disruption here. I mean, this is disrupting the entire banking system. I mean, the US is no longer on the gold standard, but we used to be on the gold standard where every dollar was backed by gold in a bank account. This idea that there was something behind currency backing up its value, that has been lost. We're off the gold standard. The only thing backing up fiat currency is trust and an army. So now Facebook is launching their own centralized stablecoin, which is backed by a basket of assets. I mean, the dollar is backed by nothing, but Facebook's coin is going to be backed by a basket of the world's largest currencies. I mean, in many ways, Facebook has almost immediately gone into being a central bank competitor by launching this. I mean, this has huge implications for the world macroeconomic scene to have a tech company like Facebook essentially issue their own native currency. I mean, we're not just talking about remittances in India. We're talking about remittances to basically every single country in the world except for China, where Facebook operates. That's tens of hundreds of billions of dollars in opportunity. That's just remittances. I mean, imagine, they could essentially replace Venmo. I can send money to all of my friends instantly via WhatsApp using Facebook coin. Imagine when they get shopping off the ground in Instagram. I won't even have to get off this Facebook coin platform to start spending money on Instagram. So, the amount of use cases for commerce with Facebook Marketplace, with Instagram, with WhatsApp being Venmo, with remittances, I mean, the amount of payments opportunities across Facebook's ecosystem are already massive. It just gets me so excited to see how much disruption is about to occur in the financial space because of this. And, I'm actually an investor in a project called MakerDAO, which I have been hesitant to talk about on the channel because it's really complicated and I'm still doing my homework to understand it, but I own a little bit of this cryptocurrency called Maker, which is the governance token behind a stablecoin called DAI. And so that's basically a decentralized version of what Facebook is trying to build, and Maker is trying to do this stablecoin, which is backed by a basket of assets that could be foreign currencies, that could be copper, gold, that are voted on by the governance holders, which is the token I own. I love the idea of Maker is incredible. I bought into it. It's like a $600 million valuation or so now. When I bought into it was around the same valuation. I mean, if you think about competing with a global currency, we're talking about trillions of market cap, something that I could buy for less than $1 billion. I think that could have, 1,000x upside in the bull case, which is why I was getting excited about Maker. And they actually have shown incredible traction. If they have this DAI, they're actually outstanding. The stablecoin already has $90 million outstanding. And as you can see from the chart, it's continuing on this very impressive uptrend. So on one hand, Maker, which I'm invested in, the decentralized crypto version of a stablecoin, is already taking off, already one of the most promising projects in the crypto space. Andreessen Horowitz, my favorite VC firm, actually just bought 9% of Maker. And so What I think Facebook did here and what's happening is Facebook was, saw huge potential in the payments crypto space, has been watching that the project with the most potential to truly disrupt the financial system was MakerDAO, the decentralized stablecoin backed by a basket of assets. And what they have done is essentially replicated that entire work that MakerDAO's done, the entire concept, the entire vision, but just made it centralized under Facebook, and they're going to launch it. And I think this is going to be a huge success. And I mean, just to put some revenue opportunities on it, let's say Facebook does $50 billion worth of remittances and they charge 0.5%. Remember, the average is 7% fee. Let's say Facebook charges 0.5%. They get $50 billion worth of business. That's $250 million in profit, probably at 90% gross margin. So, Facebook is in the midst of totally potentially disrupting the financial system, coming out with something that's way better than the dollar or euro. That blows my mind in itself. The second thing is here, Facebook's unlocking potentially huge revenue opportunity with payments. The third is, regardless of the payments revenue opportunity, Facebook is giving people a reason to sign up for its platform and to use it way more often, which means they can sell more ads. So it's good to this whole core engine of Facebook. And the fourth thing I think about this news is it's incredibly bullish for cryptocurrency. This validates the blockchain technology. This validates the disruption in payments that's about to occur. This validates in many ways the thesis that MakerDAO is going for. In one hand, the way I see this evolving, I'm not selling my Maker, is that I think there'll be a centralized backed stablecoin, which is be run by a tech company like Facebook that dominates the bulk of the world financial system, and a decentralized stablecoin, something like Maker, which also competes out there. And I think there'll be these two sort of opposing ideologies, and that's what the future of finance will look like. And we're getting a sneak peek into that today. But I think overall, this could be hugely bullish for the cryptocurrency space overall. Imagine if, once you have Facecoin or Facebook coin, you can easily transfer that into Bitcoin, to Maker, to Ether, to CryptoKitties. It can be an on-ramp into the rest of the crypto ecosystem. So anyway, this is Hyperchange. Wanted to make an update on Facebook stablecoin because I think this is getting almost not enough attention. It's the most exciting thing happening in crypto, potentially in tech, potentially in payments, and nobody's realizing it. Nobody's assigning value for Facebook to this. I mean, what Facebook did to Instagram and copied the story, the disruption of this next social platform and way to communicate, and the way they just leapfrogged that, took everything that was good with Snapchat story, put it into Instagram, and because they already had the users, dominated and overtook it immediately. That's exactly the sort of parallel copycat mentality that they are doing with MakerDAO. They saw what was working. They saw something that had huge potential. They saw that if they put it with their user interface and just built it themselves in a centralized fashion, they could outswoop it and basically take all this genius innovation and get the value from it on their platform. That's what they're doing. They're copycatting. Whether you think it's ethical, whether you think it's fair, I mean, I don't know. I'm undecided on that, and that's why I'm not a Facebook investor, but I gotta give them props for pushing into crypto and making this move, because I think if they do launch this cryptocurrency, if this does happen, and it is what I'm thinking of, it may take a while for them to roll it out to every geography for every use case, but this is a huge deal. Anyway, this is Hyperchange. I hope you liked the episode. Definitely check out our Patreon page and consider supporting if you like the channel. Check out hypercharts.co/FB if you want to get more financial data on Facebook. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.